Okay. So, alright, so we're at the next episode, okay? So it's Valentine's Day, alrighty? And that's pretty much what today's day is, Valentine's Day. Let me see, when I was in high school, Valentine's Day, it was what it was. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When I was in high school, I purposefully never, ever messed with anybody that went to my school. I always messed with someone who went to a different school than me because I just seen how too much, it was way too much drama. Like when you went to the same school as the person that you went out with, it was always way too much drama. So when it was Valentine's Day, I mean, yeah, the candygrams was cute. I don't think I ever got a candygram a day in my life. I think I got a candygram when I was in like, when I was at work, when I used to work in like a call center a couple years ago. I got a candygram from somebody, but outside of that, no. Was I jealous? I mean, I guess a little bit. I mean, it would be cute if somebody would send me something. But anyway, so we have Dom. Okay, so like I said, so Dom's sister has hurt her back, you know, taking care of these white people like they normally do, and that bitch fired her. You know what? That people ain't shit. I want to say something too real fast that I thought about just now. The rich white people of New York, they really piss me off a lot of times, because if y'all ever go to like the Upper West Side, or like, you know, anywhere like in Manhattan, you know, like in one of the parks, Central Park or whatever, you will see, I mean, you will see a shit load of like white babies and toddlers, and normally a black or a Hispanic ass fucking nanny that's fucking pushing them all the fucking time. Y'all been doing that shit since slavery, and it's kind of fucking, I mean, a job is a job, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying the optics is always very fucking annoying. But whatever the case may be. Anyway. So at this point in time, you know, we like Layla is on like the subway or whatever, and somebody ends up like leaving a bag on there, and she asks if anybody know whose bag it is. They say no, so she ends up kicking it off, and everybody starts clapping for her. Yo, this little girl gets on my fucking nerves. I do not like her. Like, she really irks me, and I understand she's going through self-identity, but she's just so thirsty for, because even that one scene right there where people was like applauding her, it's like she got a high off of that. Yo, that little girl needs therapy, like serious therapy. She needs it, because there's something wrong with her for real. But anyway, she's going to school or whatever, and across the tracks she sees JoJo and her parents or whatever. So she gets on her Insta or whatever, you know, and records it and puts, oh, you know, like, you could be out here pretty much having orgies, but you need your mom and your dad to like walk you, you know, to school or whatever the case may be. So she ends up posting that online. Come to find out, JoJo's going to the hospital. She goes to a hospital. She gets, you know, the rape kit done and everything like that. Now, when Layla ends up at school, I believe this was like pictured there or something like that, her friend Anna ends up seeing Layla and says like, yo, like where did you see, you know, where did you see JoJo, you know, that she was able to post that? And she told her where she seen her. She was like, I think that she's like, bitch, don't be posting nothing about my motherfucking friend. Now, see, normally I don't like, I mean, Anna is okay, but in that situation, I would have been the same thing. Actually, Anna's better than me, because see, I would have probably reached across that, I would have reached in between the bookshelves, and I would have yanked Layla's. Bitch, don't motherfucking, don't record my friend. I already know that you don't like her. I mean, granted, y'all be mean to her for no reason half the time, but still, that's my bitch. Don't be recording her like that. Because see, what if I record me dragging you? Then that would be a problem, would it not? Okay. So anyway, so she's talking to, I believe, I don't know, she asked Tim or whoever it was she was with. She was like, why is she, you know, over there? Like, why is she on the upper, like, west side? And they're like, I don't know, doctors maybe? You'll never know. They're worried, clearly. So Layla, she's talking to Omar, and she ends up getting a candygram. Now, from what I understand, that damn candygram was for Omar, but the little bitch is so damn thirsty. She's so fucking thirsty, okay, that she thinks it's from George, and this little bitch decides, I get a candygram, so that means that this nigga deserves head. Where is, now one thing that teacher did say, where's the self-respect, young lady? Bitch, you don't give, let me tell you something right now. If you are gonna give head for a gift, bitch, it better not be for no motherfucking candygram. What, right now I see them arguing on Twitter about Sweetie talking about a damn Birkin bag. If you gonna give head, you give head for Birkin bag. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Know yourself worth, sis, okay? If you are gonna take that road, I mean, I wouldn't, but if you are, know your self-worth. You are worth more than a damn candy gram, okay? All right. So anyway, so she goes into the drama room, gives the little boy head, whatever the case may be. So we end up seeing Sid, and Sid, he's in class or whatever, and I can't think of the guy like that was helping him, his name that was helping him with his paper, little blonde hair guy. We're gonna call him Zach, because he gives me a little bit of like old, like Zac Efron from High School Musical. So we're gonna call him Zach. Okay, so Zach comes in and he sits next to Sid or whatever, and you know, he asks him like, are you okay? He's like, why wouldn't I be okay? He's like, you didn't hear like your sister, like her news is pretty much out there, like it's pretty much pictures of her titties or whatever. And sorry, I also missed this. In one of the little episodes, Sid ended up seeing that his sister was talking to this guy named Orlov or whatever, somebody that was on his swimming team. So he figures, you know, who it is. So he texts her. He's like, girl, like, what the fuck is your problem? Da, da, da. And she's like, boy, leave me alone. It happens. It is what it is. I mean, I guess in this day and age, I'm going to assume nudes being leaked is just something that happens. I would assume it's not. I don't know. If you're a high school student, get in my comments and tell me, is it a really big deal now, like when somebody, it's not right, but I just want to know like the reaction from everybody else. Is it a big deal when somebody nudes get leaked, or does it happen so frequently that it's just like, oh, they nudes got leaked and it's like a thing for like a couple days, 2 weeks, and then everybody move on? Tell me in the comments if that's the case. So then we get to the hearing. Everybody is at the hearing, you know. Dom is sitting there, you know, Owen's parents is there. Also, I want to say this. I forgot to say, Jay went to Owen's house because he couldn't get in contact with him, you know, via phone. So he goes over to his house, you know, and his mom was like, no, he can't see you. He can't see you. You ain't been a good friend to him. And one thing that it pissed me off for real. Like, all of y'all, and throughout the rest of this damn show, I do not like the way that both Owen and his parents, because it's probably more so his parents, was putting the blame on Jay. When at the end of the day, it really wasn't his fault. It was both of their faults. Because at the end of the day, like when we got to the hearing, and like we end up seeing when it actually happened, your son was the one who actually grabbed her bag first, which is why he got in trouble. He's the one who grabbed her bag and went into it. So I don't understand how in the hell that it's Jay's fault. It makes no sense to me. I don't get how it's his fault. Don't get it. It's not his fault. Y'all are just mad. So anyway, so like I said, there is a little point, you know, where Jay, he tries to talk to Dawn for a quick second, you know, but she don't really want to talk. But she sees, you know, like him and his family talking again. I love the family dynamic of Jay. It just seems like a real, like, warming, like, family, like I would want to be, like, part of that family. Like, they just seem so nice. So yeah, so she's looking at that. So eventually, we have the Popo come. George and Luke is in class, and you know, they in there talking shit. The Popo pull up with the principal. They're like, we need to see both of y'all now, okay? Now, like I said, this is before I knew anything about Tim. Now, she did say Tim's name last episode, but again, I figured she would explain it a little bit more. We switch out, and not only do they have George and Luke in cuffs, they got Tim in cuffs too. I said, all right, hold the fuck. You better hold your fucking braces right the fuck there, little bitch. Hold on. Sorry, y'all, about that. But hold the fuck on. I'm sitting here looking like, bitch, what? What the fuck? Why is Tim in cuffs? And I stand by that shit to the end of this damn show. Why the hell was Tim in cuffs? Now, let me say something like I said before. Tim was there, and Tim did see what happened. But unless I am completely wrong, I do not believe that Tim touched her. And in my mother effing opinion, what JoJo was better off doing was actually sitting down with Tim like she ended up doing later, so that she could try to have somebody to corroborate her story. That's just my fucking opinion. But I'm not gonna lie, when I seen that shit, because I got in my notes, what the fuck did Tim do? Like, I was so confused as to why Tim was getting fucking arrested. It was thoroughly confusing to me at the time. Now, I also want to know, because I'm not going back to watch this shit again, I want y'all to put in the comments and clarify for me. At this particular time, I'm talking about at this particular time, Is it that JoJo, and I really believe that this is the fact, is it the fact that JoJo really didn't remember everything that happened? She just remembered that she was like assaulted and in the car with all three of them. Is that what was going on at the time? Was she still trying to piece together what happened? And I'm going to explain why I think that's the case. Because some of the things she said later on, it didn't really make any sense to me. So yeah, so they end up getting arrested or whatever, right? We go back to the hearing with, you know, with Owen and with, everybody, Owen and Jay and, you know, whatever. And they ask, you know, Layla what happened. She ends up telling them, you know, but she, of course, is still trying to be like, I mean, it was just a joke, you know, that kind of went too far, you know, but they're being really, really short with her. Same thing with Jay. They asked Jay's like, I mean, they asked him flat out, like, was Owen the one who took her bag? Did he go through it? He's like, I mean, yeah, but it wasn't like that. And they was, we don't need you to explain why. You gave us the facts. It is what it is. They end up giving that boy a 60-day suspension. I say, y'all got to be shitting me. 60 damn days. And I'm also going to get to another point when it comes to that a little bit later on. 60 damn days. Okay, granted, he was fucking wrong. But for 2 whole months, this little boy can't go to fucking school. Y'all, that's what we're talking about when we're saying y'all throwing a fucking book at him. That was absolutely ridiculous. I understand it was stuff, but that was ridiculous. 60 damn days? Bitch, this ain't 60 days. And are y'all insane? Y'all are crazy, okay? So after JoJo does everything, you know, at the hospital, she ends up getting, like, all of these text messages, mean-ass text messages from Anna, like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, what the fuck is your problem? Everybody's pretty much going in on her. So her mom ends up taking her phone from her, you know. Again, I have in my notes, and again, this is me at this point in time. I said, why the fuck did you tell on Tim? What did Tim do? Okay, so she ends up going to therapy, has a conversation, you know, saying how, you know, she feels bad. And again, I'm gonna empathize with her, because what she said is true. Because it's similar to how, like, what I said about how Dawn feels about, like, I was done wrong but I still feel bad. It's kind of like the same thing where that's what she said. She was like, I know I'm doing the right thing, you know, by telling what happened to me, but I still feel bad because at the end of the day, those are still my friends. So it's kind of like a weird, you know, it's a weird thing. It's like a weird feeling. So with George and Luke being suspended, I mean, you know, getting arrested and stuff, of course, they're not going to be on the fucking swimming team because they're on the swimming team too. So Sid's coach ended up calling him in and it's like, hey, you know, you're going to have to end up swimming with, what is it, Orloff or whatever, which is, you know, like I said, the guy that was sending his sister nudes. So he ends up talking to him and he's like, nigga, you can't be doing that. That's my sister. You're fucked up. He's like, don't worry, I'm not going to do it. Da-da-da. We cool. So we are in the locker room, right? And Grace is having a conversation with all of the girls, you know, pretty much. It's like a debate on, you know, pretty much whether or not she's telling the truth. Because, again, like I said, it gets a little slippery here. And this, again, everything I'm talking about is before I know what happens at the end. At this time, I'm sitting here saying to myself, my name is Civil Law because I'm trying to, you know, do law or whatever in my life. I would like to be a lawyer. One of the main things I was saying to myself is, I don't think this is going to go the way she wants to, because the way the evidence is set up is not really looking good for her. It's not looking good. I knew even before, I'm like, it's not going to look good for her. The way it's just not. It's not. What that DA said later, which is that it wasn't enough, it wasn't. It wasn't enough. If they would have took that shit to trial, they would have destroyed that girl. I mean, they would have destroyed her, especially on the stand. She wouldn't have won. I'm so sorry. That case would have went nowhere. That's a fact. Everything that happened, I think that it's not right, but in our reality, her case would have went nowhere. It would have been dropped. It just is what it is. It would have been dropped. But again, you know, so everybody's having a conversation, you know, the typical conversation that happens when somebody says that they're like, well, what was she doing? And, you know, she put herself in that position and this, that, and the third. So Layla ends up seeing, you know, Rachel talking to, you know, the girls about it. She ends up pulling her in the stall, you know, and she's trying to help her to get her to throw up because, of course, she had just given head to the boy who just got arrested for raping somebody, okay? So she's just like, Layla pretty much wants Rachel to say that, you know, that JoJo's lying. She's like, you know, like she's a hoe, you know, pretty much like we seen her on the Instagram, whatever. She's always up on boys, like she can't be telling the truth, this is that and the third. And at this point, it hit Rachel like, oh girl, you really have fucking changed. Because if this was like a year ago, it don't matter what the fuck would happen, you would believe her. So you're fucking trash. And I have in my notes, F Layla, and I stand by that to the end of this show. That little girl needs help, but fuck her in the meantime. I'm so fucking tired of her. She gets on my damn nerves. So then we go to a BSU meeting, Black Student Union meeting. Okay, and you know, they're talking about, you know, trying to, I think, like, put together like this party or whatever. John ends up seeing his dude Dom and gives her a gift. She gives him a gift. When we get to the BSU you know, party, it's cool. They got some steppers. Shout out to the steppers. I used to step back in the day, okay? And Sid ends up seeing like his old girlfriend, and he ends up fucking her. And I think the right reason he ended up fucking her is because he had already got the head from the guy. But at this point, I think he was just trying to like make himself as normal as possible. He literally forced himself to fuck that girl. That was like, I don't even know what you call that, but he was literally forcing himself to fuck that girl. It was sad. It was really, 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 really sad. Dom ends up saying, you know, because again, sorry, like, I don't know if I said in the beginning, but with Dom's sister having a messed up back, they pretty much need her. Somebody offered whose son or whatever needs a green card, said that they would give their family $10,000 if she married their son. And of course, Dom's not with the shit, so Dom pretty much comes up with this idea like, look, I know how to do hair. I'm gonna do hair from this time to this time. So, you know, she broke down the math and everything. And again, you know, black women, we doing what it is. We making it the fuck work. Making it work, okay? Making it work. We're moving on to episode 6. All right, so episode 6, we start off. Dom is selling her hair products. You know, she trying to get that money. All right. The coach, you know, gets some stuff from her. She just tells her like, you know, just don't sell the hair. But I love Dom's like entrepreneurial. There we go, spirit. And you know, I love that about Dom. She's my favorite. Dom is my favorite person on this show. She's so damn beautiful. She's so damn smart. She's like the epitome of like. She gives me, like, I'm sorry, like, her work ethic, her mindset, and everything, like, she gives me. That's probably why I fuck with her so hard. But anyway, so we see Omar and Layla. They end up chilling together. They're smoking or whatever. And again, Layla goes off about how she does not believe Rachel. You know, I said Rachel. So she doesn't believe JoJo. She thinks JoJo's full of shit or whatever. And, you know, Omar's like, I mean, I believe her. Like, everybody else is like, no, I believe her mostly because Luke and George are assholes. So, yeah, I absolutely believe her. Abso-fucking-lutely. So then we see that Jay is talking to the music teacher, and you know, there was this whole thing about him performing at Allstate, and like I said in the first episode, Owen and Jay was talking about, you know, how they wanted to go to these good schools and stuff, and it ended up coming up that Owen did get the Allstate spot, but because he was suspended, he's not going to be able to actually perform where it is that he needs to. So they offered Jay the spot. Now, of course, it's Jay. That's like a fucked up position. I really don't know. I really thought about the rest of the series. I really don't know what I would do. I really fucking don't. In all reality, I probably would take the spot simply because, like that teacher said, if you don't, somebody else will. And you do not want 20 years to go down the line and you didn't take that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything happens for a reason. And even his misfortune, unfortunately, you know, sometimes somebody's misfortune has to happen for you to, you know, get your come up. That's unfortunate, but shit, I would have fucking took the spot. So, before we get to the rest of that, Dom ends up having to quit the basketball team because, you know, she can't balance doing hair and, you know, basketball. It's just a lot going on because she had to leave that day. I think she was like going to like the Upper West Side or something to do like 3 black girls' heads or whatever. But anyway, Jay ends up going to the new school that Owen is at. Now everybody knows, especially if you black, everybody know that they got these I don't even know what the fuck you call they call them alternative schools out here where I'm at. What is the name of that fucking school that everybody go to? Is it Lecce? Is it Lecce? Is that the one that everybody go to? I think it's Lecce out here, the one that everybody go to. But yeah, they always have alternative schools, you know, for kids that get kicked out of class, get kicked out of school, or whatever the case may be. They always got them schools, and them schools be a hot ass fucking mess. Owen comes out, his face is fucked up. He got his ass beat that first day. I did feel bad for Owen. I really, really, really did. And it shows to me, like, that little thing right there shows to me. In the beginning of this series, you see how nice of a kid Owen was. He's a nice kid. He does his work. He does what he's supposed to do. And look at his face now. Like, literally, physically look at his face and look at his aura and his energy. Y'all literally take good kids and y'all make them fucking and y'all turn them into something else. The same thing about how we talk about how y'all, when y'all take kids, when y'all take people who really aren't that much of a threat and y'all throw them into jail and y'all make them a threat. Literally the making of a monster. That's what y'all do. Y'all take people that are really normal and minding their fucking business, make a fucking mistake, and then you literally put them into a situation to where they have to turn. They literally have to become something else for their own survival. Y'all are trifling. I hate those type of schools. It pisses me off because it solves absolutely nothing as far as I'm fucking concerned. It solves nothing. All it does is make everything worse. That's all it fucking does, okay? Anyway, so he goes and he tells Owen, you know, what, you know, about everything that's going on, except he doesn't tell him, you know, that he's gonna take the Allstate. He just tells him that you got it. And of course, Owen is gonna be in his fifis about it. He's gonna be mad. Like, nigga, you came all the way up here to tell me something I can't have. Like, get the fuck out of my face. I don't want to talk to you. You know, he tried to say, like, oh, well, at least, you know, Dom tried to help me a little bit. You gave them everything it is that they needed. But again, it was not Jay's fault. I stand on that. It was not Jay's fault. He didn't do anything wrong. It's not his fault at all. So JoJo ends up going for a run because she's having a fucking day, and she ends up running. I don't know if she ran. I think she ran into George. I don't know who it was. It was one of the guys that she ran into. Like, she didn't run into him, but she seen him. She ends up running home and freaking the fuck out and saying, you know, like, she can't do it anymore. Like, she gotta go. She gotta go. She gotta leave. So Sid, it's time for the meet or whatever, right? And so the swim meet. Now during the swim meet, I think one of the recruiters is supposed to come, I think from Harvard, to watch Sid or whatever. And I didn't catch how they got disqualified, but some way somehow they got disqualified, and it was the guy Orloff's fault. So when they get into the back, they end up getting into this big ass fucking argument, almost fight or whatever. But the coach comes back and he's like, I need to calm the fuck down. Look, Sid, the recruiter outside, he wants to talk to you. This to me was the most unrealistic shit of the whole fucking series. Sid takes out his laptop, right, of his locker, and he plugs it up to his phone, and he just leaves and just walks it and just leaves it unlocked. That shit is so unreal fucking realistic. First of all, somebody in his position, when you trying to hide what it is that you trying to hide, there's no way in hell you would have left your shit out like that. And even if he wasn't trying to hide anything, nobody just leaves their fucking computer unattended like that. Nobody. It's like leaving your phone unlocked in front of a whole bunch of people. Nobody fucking does that. You want to know what? I'm pretty sure his computer can do it, because my computer can do it too. If I take my laptop right now and I like hook it up to my phone, if I close my laptop, my phone still charges. It doesn't have to be open for my laptop to charge. That was the most unrealistic shit ever. But I knew as soon as that happened, Orloff was gonna go and take his essay and send it out, and that's exactly what the fuck he ended up doing. So Dom ends up going over there to the Upper West Side. You know, she ends up meeting these girls. You know, it's 2 black girls and a white girl. She's a little pissed because the third girl was gone. But, you know, I feel like she got something out of being there. You know, they was really, really encouraging. They pretty much told her, you know, if you want that internship you apply for, you got to call. So she ends up calling. You know, they told her she got a time to come in. Layla ends up going to, well, it wasn't really therapy, but she went to go meet up with the rabbi that, like, Rachel had initially introduced her to. And, you know, she talks about how now she feels bad about the post that she put up about JoJo, because she didn't really know what was happening. And she just kind of feels bad in general about, you know, what's going on. And so during this time, I find it funny because the rabbi's trying to tell her, you know, about, like, atonement and apologizing and stuff. And it's like, Layla is not listening. Like, she's like, okay, so tell me what it is that I gotta do. What is I gotta do? Okay, atonement. Okay, so I just gotta apologize. And she's just like, girl, yeah, you need to apologize, but it's like, it's deeper than just apologizing. It's like changing the way you actually act. It went, and Layla just heard what it is that she wanted to hear. That's what the fuck happened there, okay? Jay ends up, you know, taking the spot, you know, from Owen. You know, he ends up accepting the spot. He tells his daddy is fine for real. I'm sorry, his daddy is cute. And then at the very end, you know, we have Sid. He ends up coming outside. He sees his sister. His sister was like, you don't know what's going on, huh? He was like, no, my phone's dead. Shows him, you know, that somebody made a fake account and posted his entire essay, you know, that he did, you know. And I'm just like, ooh, Orloff, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, Orloff. You ain't shit. What even kind of name is that? Is this the Lord of the fucking Rings? What type of name is Orloff? I make fun of you just off of that fucking name. You fucking Englishman, Lord of the Rings, Gandalf, Game of fucking Thrones, Vikings ass, fucking fuckboy. Y'all piss me the fuck off. But yeah, that's episodes, what was that, 5 through 6? I'll be back with probably 5 through 7 tomorrow. Get my comments, y'all.